Chicago was not a legal thing. There was not like in Mississippi or the southern states where segregation, the blacks were here and the whites were here. Not officially. Unofficially, most of the white people lived on the north side of the city. Most of the blacks lived south of the main business area on the south side of the city. Technically, we were not segregated. There was this mental barrier just south of the Loop, which is the central business district in Chicago. That's where the black people grew up. And they were known by the N-word very frequently, or Negroes if you were feeling very kind. And those words were common in the language and not thought of as abusive or anything else. That's just the way the language went then.
All right. What's your view on segregation, legal segregation?
I was opposed to it because I grew up where I did, and it didn't make any difference to me, but seeing as how we were in the United States, there should not be legal segregation of anybody from anywhere. It was just one of those things that happened and where we were because, oh, well, they're different than we are, a lot different than we are, so we have a problem with them. And that was all there was to it. No meanness, no nastiness to it. My mother grew up in the state of Mississippi, and their ideas of segregation were very strong, and all of the Negroes had to be put into their place. But their philosophy was, well, we know how to take care of our colored folks. That statement bothered me for many years until I woke up to the fact that our colored folks still implied ownership. And that was slavery, and that was wrong.
Okay, very good.
And it took me a long time to get over that.
Okay, will do. You too.
And the nicest thing I have done, the last employee I hired while I was still working was a young black man who knew more about operating the computer I had in front of me than I did. So that was kind of neat.
So, how was the work offices? Were they separated by races, or were you very interracial in your work office?
We were interracial. The Christians and the Jews worked together like hand in glove. The young black guy I worked with worked together with hand in glove. Didn't make any difference who you were, what you were doing. You had a job to do, you did it. And came time for lunch, you go out to lunch with whoever was around or any one of the bunch of guys you were working with. And you didn't think anything about who you were going to lunch with or what they might enjoy, what they might like. You went out to lunch and got ham sandwiches, and the Jewish fellow with you didn't eat ham, he got a beef sandwich. No big deal. We just went and did our thing and enjoyed each other's company because we worked together and did all those good things together.
So, what were some advantages or disadvantages to having a interracial society?
You learn to respect other people's differences from you, from like blondes and brunettes and redheads could work together. Blacks and whites and Mexicans could work together. People of color, of no color, any color could work together. All the different religious people could work together. And it made me a better person because of it, because I learned to respect other people for, oh, they're different. What kind of differences do they have? Oh, that's interesting. Instead of, oh, they're different. We don't want to do that. We just want to accept people for who they are. Look them straight in the eye and say, yeah, okay, hi, how are you? And that's what I learned out of all that stuff.